Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into a challenge I think many of us face. That notorious, chaotic kitchen cabinet. You know, the one especially under the sink that just seems, well, inherently designed to become a black hole of clutter. Our mission in this deep dive, drawing from some fantastic insights from a minimalist lifestyle expert, is to reveal how, with just a few focused minutes, you can actually transform any cabinet into a highly functional space.
Yeah.
We're talking about eliminating wasted space and truly making your kitchen feel lighter, more efficient, and just, a better place for cooking and cleaning.
Exactly, and we'll be laying out a surprisingly simple yet really powerful three-step approach to reclaiming those frustrating spaces. Think of it as your shortcut to a kitchen that truly works for you, packed with actionable steps, some genuinely eye-opening insights, and maybe a deeper understanding why this goes far beyond just, tidying up.
Okay, so if the core problem, as our source points out, is really a lack of structure in these cabinets, where do we even begin? For someone feeling completely overwhelmed by that chaos, what's the very first move? Is it just pull everything out?
That's precisely it, yeah. The first, absolutely non-negotiable step is declutter. Before you even think about buying an organizer or trying to tidy anything, you have to simplify what's actually in there. For a space like under the sink, this means pulling everything out, like truly emptying it so you can see every single item you possess, no hiding.
Right. And once it's all out on the floor or counter, that's when the real detective work begins, isn't it? What are we specifically looking for in that pile of stuff phase?
Well, first you're looking for items that simply don't belong in a kitchen cabinet at all. The expert gives some great examples of unexpected finds, like a tape measure and a bungee strap, or bug spray, or even a bottle of Shout laundry treatment under the kitchen sink.
Shout? Okay, yeah, I can see that happening.
Or things like rug doctor items that probably belong in a laundry room closet, right? If you have a tool area downstairs, tools should live there. The goal is really ensuring items are in their most logical, most frequently used spot, not just wherever they landed last.
Okay, so it's about that ruthless evaluation of an item's proper home. What else are we trying to identify and maybe get rid of during this initial purge?
Beyond just the misplaced things, you're definitely on the hunt for obvious garbage. Empty containers, or those nearly empty ones that can be consolidated. Our source points out a great example. Combining an almost empty dish liquid refill with another one you already have open, or emptying that second bottle to consolidate. That immediately reduces your inventory.
Inventory. Good term.
Yeah, it's about reducing the sheer volume of stuff before you even attempt to organize it.
Got it. And once we've done this first pass, getting rid of the obvious stuff, then what? You mentioned categorizing. Why is that step so critical?
Categorizing is huge. First, it helps you spot duplicates immediately, like finding you have 2 boxes of dishwasher pods, or maybe multiple jet dry bottles hiding in the back.
Okay, duplicates. Makes sense.
But more importantly, it gives you crucial information for when you do eventually bring in organizing products, if you need them. Our source mentioned grouping things into categories like dishwashing stuff, dishwasher stuff, which might include things like lemon shine or fresh dishwasher cleaner, then cleaning rags, sponges, all-purpose cleaner, glass cleaner, and hand soaps. These categories basically guide your next steps for placement.
Now, our expert stresses ruthlessly decluttering. That word, ruthlessly. For those of us who struggle to part with things, maybe especially if we spent money on them, what's the mindset shift we need here?
Yeah, ruthlessly sounds harsh, but it's really about being honest with ourselves, almost like a scientist looking at data. If a cleaner doesn't work for you, and let's be real, some things just don't live up to the hype, then it's time to let it go.
Right.
Keeping it doesn't magically make it effective. It's about detaching from that sunk cost fallacy. We often cling to items because we spent money, even if they're not serving us.
Guilty.
Yeah. But the real cost is the mental clutter and the wasted physical space. Shifting to a more data-driven approach, asking, is this truly useful? Am I actually using it? Empowers you to make unemotional decisions that really benefit your future self. It frees up space and mental energy too.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. So how do we collect that data on our own habits? How do we know if something truly isn't being used?
Our source suggests a really practical tool, the 1-year rule. If you haven't used an item in the past year, think about it. Through every season, every holiday, every type of cleaning situation, then it's highly likely it's not serving you anymore.
The whole year.
Yeah, it helps you gather concrete data on your actual patterns rather than just wishful thinking or I might need it someday.
Right, the someday trap. So what does achieving this less inventory state actually mean for the cabinet itself? What's the payoff?
The payoff is huge. It means the space finally starts to function better, period. When there's less inventory, it's significantly easier to put things away properly. You can actually see what you have, and ultimately you use things up before buying more. The goal is to get your cabinets maybe half full or 2/3 full at most.
Oh, wow, not packed to the gills.
No, because that makes it just as easy to put stuff away as it is to leave it out on the counter. That's the ultimate win, isn't it?
Totally.
And the visual difference, just seeing that clear space, as the expert described it, it's profoundly satisfying, like making your heart so happy.
Okay, I want that heart-happy feeling. So once we've done this thorough, maybe slightly brutal decluttering, then we get to the fun part, organizing. How do we tackle a notoriously tricky space like that under sink cabinet, especially with, all those pipes and usually no built-in shelves?
You're right, that's often the trickiest spot. The expert suggests actively looking for products that introduce structure where none exists naturally. For the specific under-sink cabinet in our source material, they chose pull-out drawer organizers from Amazon. And the expert really emphasized selecting ones with good reviews to make sure they're sturdy, right? You don't want flimsy ones.
Good point.
It's worth noting that while assembly is required for some of these, the ones they picked were apparently super easy to put together. And they even came with little plastic mats over the wire baskets, which is actually a nice detail for catching drips or spills.
But that is smart. So these organizing products aren't just about looking nice, they're really foundational to making the space usable.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this is crucial only after you've decluttered. Remember, you can't organize chaos.
Right. Declutter first.
Once you've simplified, then these products truly make a difference. Whether it's these pull-out drawers or maybe an in-drawer knife block in another spot, or even just decanting spices into uniform jars, they create some structure and some boundaries where before there was just this big open Jenga waiting to happen space. They create designated zones.
Okay, now for the real talk. What happens when our perfectly planned organization system isn't so perfect a week later? Or maybe the drawers we bought don't slide quite right with the pipes. We've all had those moments where our best intentions kind of crash into reality.
That's such a crucial point to bring up. The expert very wisely acknowledges that you don't know until you get in here. You just don't. Sometimes the drawers don't slide well, or the container you picked isn't quite the perfect fit once you start using it. It's truly a process of trial and error.
All right, so it's not failure if it's not perfect first try.
Not at all. The key is not to beat ourselves up about it. We make an educated decision based on measurements and reviews, we try it out, and if it's not ideal, we adjust, we tweak it. This is all about learning and iterating, not about getting it perfect on day one. It's okay for round one not to be the final version. It rarely is.
That's really reassuring. So once we have our chosen containers and our system, how do we actually load them up for maximum efficiency? Is there a strategy?
Yes, definitely. Always start with your favorites first, or the items that get used the most. Your daily drivers. These should be front and center, right at your fingertips, easiest to get to. Refills, back stock, less frequently used items, those go in the back or maybe on a higher shelf, reserved for when the primary item runs out.
Okay, front load the frequently used stuff. Can you give us some specific examples of how that worked out in the source materials cabinet?
Certainly. So for instance, the multi-purpose cleaner and the glass cleaner, things likely used, often were placed right towards the front of one of the pull-out drawers. Whereas the upholstery cleaner, carpet cleaner, something used less often, went to the back.
Got it.
In another drawer, things like dish soap, the dish tabs, and the lemon shine for the dishwasher were prioritized right at the front.
Yeah.
Extra hand soap refills, tucked away. A large jug of vinegar, used occasionally for cleaning. That went behind the shelf unit, since it's not needed daily.
Okay.
The cleaning rags were folded neatly and placed accessibly on the top rack of one of the organizers. And a bulky bucket, which was taking up valuable kitchen real estate, was actually relocated entirely to the laundry area.
Smart move.
Yeah. And even a tiny detail like taking the lid off the dish tab container was considered just to make grabbing one even easier day to day, shaving off seconds.
What's really encouraging here, I think, is that even if the system isn't absolutely perfect, like maybe those drawers don't slide flawlessly past a pipe, the overall improvement in just functionality and accessibility sounds massive.
Precisely. That's the real goal. It's not about achieving some kind of magazine cover perfection. It's about functionality and accessibility. If you can easily get to everything you need and everything has a designated spot it can return to, that's a significant win. You're no longer digging around or guessing what's lurking in the back.
Okay, this brings us to what feels like the crucial third piece of this puzzle. Maintenance. We've decluttered, we've organized, maybe we bought some nice bins and it looks beautiful, but what happens a few weeks or months down the line when life gets busy?
Ah, yes, maintenance. This is where so many people feel like their organization efforts didn't work. They see it get messy again and think, see, it failed. But as the expert points out, that's not true at all. Organization isn't a magic wand. It's a system you have to actively work. It's not something that does it for us. Maintenance is the very, very, very important piece to this puzzle. It's an ongoing relationship with your space, not a one-time project.
Okay, so definitely not one and done. What does ongoing maintenance realistically look like day to day or week to week?
It means making a quick decluttering pass every once in a while. Just taking a moment to look. This includes scanning for cleaners you realize you're just not reaching for anymore, getting rid of old, crusty sponges, tossing empty packages, or consolidating those near-empty containers again. And just like the organizing products were trial and error, the cleaning products themselves often are too.
Right, you mentioned that trial and error with cleaning products earlier. Can you give us some more specific examples of how that plays into the maintenance part?
Absolutely. So the expert mentioned really loving a specific flex cleaner and wishing there was some Dawn power wash in the cabinet for certain jobs, but also honestly acknowledging there were a lot of other cleaners that did not work well for
You all have those.
Totally. If you have cleaners that are not working for you, maybe you don't like the smell, maybe they don't perform, it's okay to let them go. During maintenance, you spot those.
Yeah.
This also applies to maybe that foaming dish concentrate you bought ages ago. If it's been sitting there unused for over a year, it's time to release it. Don't let a product that doesn't serve you take up valuable space just because you own it. Maintenance is your chance to catch those.
That makes perfect sense. It's like a mini declutter. But what if, despite our best efforts at maintenance, the cabinet just keeps getting cluttered again? It just seems to revert back.
Then, as the expert wisely advises, you simply go back to the beginning. It's not failure, it's a signal.
A signal.
Yeah, a signal that something in your current system might need reevaluation or tweaking. Maybe the categories aren't quite right. Maybe the bins aren't working. Maybe you've acquired new things. So you declutter again. You double check that our organization is working for how you live now, and you continue to maintain. It's a cyclical process, not a straight line. Think of it less as starting over and more as just refining your system.
Okay, a cycle, not a line. I like that. But this whole process, declutter, organize, maintain, it sounds like it could feel really overwhelming if you're looking at, say, your entire kitchen. How does this approach help us avoid that analysis paralysis?
Wow, this strategy is actually brilliant for that. It really champions focusing on one cabinet, one drawer at a time, just one small zone.
Okay, bite-sized chunks.
Exactly. This helps you avoid feeling totally overwhelmed by big projects. When you can focus in on one small area, like just the undersink cabinet, and get it fully complete, it provides a real tangible dopamine release. That genuine sense of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going.
Yeah, that little buzz.
It's far more effective and sustainable than sort of floating around our whole kitchen, moving piles but never finishing anything. Small wins build momentum.
Okay, that makes sense. But I have to circle back to something. I know for me it's still so hard to part with something I spend good money on. I just feel like I'm wasting it if I get rid of it. Do you have a final trick for overcoming that feeling beyond the whole sunk cost fallacy idea?
Yeah, that feeling is incredibly common, and it's totally valid. Nobody likes feeling wasteful. But maybe consider the cost of keeping it. It's taking up your mental energy every time you see it, it's taking up physical space, and it's potentially preventing you from easily seeing or using something that is truly effective. So the trick might be to reframe it. Letting go isn't necessarily wasting the money you spent, it's gaining peace of mind and functional space now.
Gaining space. Oh.
And remember, many products honestly don't live up to the hype or fulfill their promises. The data from your actual usage, are you reaching for it? That's what matters most. And trust me, that feeling of seeing a transformed, functional cabinet where chaos used to reign, that really makes my heart so happy, as the expert said. And that joy often outweighs the initial twinge of regret about letting something go.
All this talk about optimizing space and making these smart, clear-headed choices, It really highlights something crucial for any kind of effective decision making, whether it's decluttering a cabinet or just navigating your day, the importance of a good night's sleep.
It truly does, yeah. When you're well rested, you just feel better, right?
Yep.
It positively affects your mood, your demeanor, you're generally more optimistic, and crucially, you're able to think more clearly when it comes to making decisions like the ones we're discussing today. A clear mind definitely helps clear clutter.
And that's exactly why we're so glad our deep dive today is supported by Helix Sleep. I've actually personally been sleeping on a Helix mattress for about 4 years now, and I can vouch they make premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs, and they ship it conveniently right to your door.
What's truly impressive, I think, is their incredibly personalized approach. Helix offers something like 20 unique mattresses, plus a variety of mattress toppers. Our expert we're drawing from today even mentioned picking out a premium memory foam mattress topper for a family member and noted how a quick 5-minute upgrade made such a big difference. And apparently, that foam is 2 times more durable than traditional foams. Plus, you can even choose between a plush feel or firm feel. It's really designed to fit you.
And the best part is how incredibly easy it is to find your perfect match. It only takes about 30 seconds, seriously, to take their online sleep quiz. They ask you a few simple questions, and then they tell you the best fit for me. It's the Helix Dusk, and it has been fantastic these past few years.
And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, getting a mattress that is just the right fit for you. Well, first, you get 100 nights to test it out risk-free. But beyond that, knowing you're sleeping better. That benefits not just you, but as they say, everyone who lives with you is going to benefit too. A well-rested you is better for everyone.
So true. So if you're looking to upgrade your sleep situation for better rest, maybe tackle those decisions with more clarity, right now is an awesome time. Helix is currently having their big 4th of July sale, where you can save 27% with their exclusive partner offer. Just go to helixsleep.com or Chelch Minimum, that's HELIX sleep.com/MINIMOM. They even have payment plans available. Seriously, a good night's sleep truly is the foundation for a more organized, less stressed life. Check them out. So wrapping up, we've basically taken a typically chaotic kitchen cabinet and using this brilliant yet simple 3-step system, declutter, organize, maintain, transformed it into a functional, even as our expert put it, a heart-happy space.
Yeah.
It really is a testament, I think, to the power of breaking down those seemingly overwhelming problems into manageable actions.
Absolutely. And this leaves us with a really compelling thought, doesn't it? If you can successfully transform one challenging cabinet using this method, what other small, maybe equally overwhelming areas in your home might truly benefit from this very same iterative approach?
Think about it. Maybe it's that perpetually messy bathroom drawer, or a crammed linen closet, or even just a single overflowing shelf in your pantry. This deep dive really shows us how a focused effort, applied repeatedly, with that willingness to learn and adjust along the way, can genuinely make a lasting difference.
Wow.
So for you listening, what stands out right now as the next small win you could achieve with this deep dive mindset? Something to ponder.